heard about this elderly couple. They've been married for 60 years. They were at a church fellowship, and someone asked them the secret to their success. And the man told how he always treated his wife with respect and took her on trips all over the world. He said, in fact, on our 25th wedding anniversary, I took her to Beijing, China. They all politely applauded, and someone said, what did you do for your 50th anniversary? He said, I went back and picked her up.
Amen, brother.
Let's see it right there. We don't need to go any further. James, we're talking about the power of prayer this morning. One of the most powerful things in life is it should be prayer. Prayer is how we talk to God, and the answers to prayer is how our faith grows in God. When God answers the prayer, or a prayer that no one else knows about except God, it increases our faith.
That's right.
To believe that God is who He says He is. The Bible tells us in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 17, pray without ceasing. Well, that means that we need to be always in an attitude of prayer, or make sure that our attitude is in such that if we had to seek God at any moment during the day, we could.
That's right.
Do you realize the power of prayer this morning and what we can accomplish if we just pray and ask God to pray? Ask God to pray. Not a shopping list, not a Christmas list, but just ask Him to supply our needs. The first thing today is the power of prayer. James tells us in James chapter 5 verse 16, it said, confess your faults one to another and pray one for another that you may be healed. The effectual, fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. Well, effectual means capable, effective, successful, powerful, efficient, useful, and able. The fervent means keen, avid, ardent, eager, enthusiastic, passionate, zealous, and we have a burning desire or intense of praying that will help us. There's more power in your prayer than you realize. As the apostles prayed, as Jesus prayed. Now, Jesus had he had a direct line, more so than we did. But all the apostles, all the prophets, all the ones that were in the Bible had no more power in their prayer than we do as Christians. Because we've chosen to follow Christ. God is wanting and waiting to hear from you.
Right.
God, He told us that He will supply all of our needs in Philippians chapter 4 and verse 19. I will supply all your needs according to my riches and glory. God owns the cattle on 1,000 hills.
Right.
God owns the hills the cattle stand on. God owns everything. He said, I can supply your needs. But you know what? Maybe you should just ask. Ask. I remember growing up, my mother had this thing. Whenever you went to ask her, she'd say, no. I said, but nope. Mom, but nope. So then what you do is you go and you ask Dad first. You say, Dad, and he'd listen, and he'd say, well, go ask your mother. But she's going to say no. So then you have to kind of put a little spin on it. Now, Dad said this was okay. Our dad was for this. Now, maybe Dad listened to this before he just said no. And then she'd still say no. And then one of us, and I won't mention it, you'll probably figure it out, say, but everybody's doing it. Mom would say, you're not doing it. But everybody's going, you're not going. And Mom would say, if everybody was jumping off a cliff, would you? Well, no, that's stupid. But I'm still not letting you go. I'll let you do this. We used to go skating on Sunday afternoon. And if you were going to go on that Sunday afternoon, it all was contingent on how you acted during the church service, the 11 o'clock hour. We had a rule in our home: you did not sit anywhere behind where Mother could see you. By just turning this way, she was not going to look back for you. Oh man, don't get caught sitting behind her. In our church, we had 3 sections: one in the middle, one on the side, one on this side, and usually all the youth sit on this side, the first 3 rows. Mother would sit in the 4th row in the middle. And if she saw you not paying attention, if she saw you pass a note per se, if she saw you not singing, then on the way home she would say, actually they took the bus right to the skating rink. She'd say on the way out, just go ahead and go to the car. Oh man, what did I do? And I'm thinking through my mind, what did you do? Why can't you go? This is like 4th time in a row. I think to myself, what did I do? But you never ask.
Amen.
You just took it for granted that Mom knew. Mom saw something. And then you'd go home. You were frustrated. You were going on a starvation. You were not going to eat lunch. You were not going to do any chores. You were going to be rebellious all week, only to figure out that that was going to affect you next week because God was not going to help you. So what you needed to do when you went home is you needed to eat lunch. You needed to clear the table. You needed to set the table, clear the table. You needed to make sure that all the leftovers go in the containers and go in the fridge because we're going to eat those the rest of the week. And because we were poor, and my father was the son of a sharecropper and all this. And you know what you really had to do? You really had to pray. Pray! And sit like a stone object the next Sunday morning, or you weren't going to go on skating. Man, I used to love to skate. Last time we went skating with the youth, I was not skating, I was falling with style the whole time.
Amen.
Last time we went ice skating, I said, they can touch me, don't get around me, don't touch me. If you touch me, oh man. Because you know what? When you get older, and you hit the ground from a standing position without really trying to, it hurts for days after. And you get to where you're thinking, like for instance, I will never get into one of those jumpers that pump it up ever again the rest of my life. I had a busted rib because of it. I got blindsided. I didn't know a little 120-pound guy was going to hit me like that. So therefore, I learned my lesson. My wife told me before I went, do not act like a fool. I didn't. I was standing there talking to Brother Lee, and this little kid comes out of nowhere, hits me in the rib and breaks it. You know how I was doing the rest of the time? I was just like, and afterwards, we went into the snack room, and I thought, what do we need? What are we trying to swallow? We need something. I was trying to be cool, but man, I was hurting. And then I paid some god-awful amount to go into a CAT scan. Oh, a CAT scan? Yeah, a CAT scan. And I said, how long is this going to take? And she said, about 5 minutes. Let's go around the block 3 or 4 times on this lady. I'm paying $350 for this. Let's make this work. And you know what she said? She said, how did you sustain this injury? I'm thinking, should I lie? No, God wouldn't be happy with that. I think I'm going to lie. No. I said, well, have you ever been to Pump It Up? She said, enough said, lay it on the table. Do you believe the Bible is true? And if you do, why don't you believe what it says? He wants to take care of you, but for some reason or another, we won't let him. That's crazy. We won't let him. He knows what is best for you. He knows if you're 45 years old, you should not get into a rubber room inflated by air where you cannot even stand up straight. Amen. He knows you shouldn't do that. He knew what was best for me. As I'm climbing in there, I see my wife's face. I see my mother's face too. She told me I was stupid. I see my wife's face. She said, I'm saying, don't go in there, go back to fool. You're going to get yourself hurt. I heard it, but I didn't listen. We hear God, but we don't Because we think we can do everything just perfectly on our own. I asked the kids this morning, if you had life to do it all over again, would you do it different? No, you wouldn't. Because you're doing it the way you think you should right now. The world is living their life the way they think they should right now. They're not here. They're not in any church. They're sitting at home with their feet up, watching the sports channel or watching a movie or whatever they're doing. Or maybe they're still asleep. Good grief, it's only 11:30. Some people sleep half the day. But you know what? If they knew what was good for them, they'd change their ways. If we knew what was good for us, we would do what God asked us to do. Why do some things have to get so terrible before we listen to God? Why things don't have to get into dire straits before you go to Him? Why do we let that happen? I have people talk to me all the time. Sometimes they'll call me at night or in the afternoon, in the night, whatever. And they'll say, Pastor, this is the problem I'm facing here. And I just want to tell them, get yourself in church. Listen to God. Read your Bible. Get there, because because you're going to get what you need, not necessarily from me, but from God. Just get to church. You know what your answer to every problem you face is just, go to God, seek God, go to church. Pray, witness, read your Bible. That's the answers to your problems. If you'll just do what God asks, you won't have to worry about the problem.
That's right.
You won't have to worry about the problems. Chances are you won't even have some of those problems. Go to Him before the situation goes too far. Well, number 2, the privilege of prayer. The Bible says in Romans chapter 10 and verse 13, For whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. That is our privilege. The Bible tells us whosoever calls, He will answer. Whosoever means all, and all means all, and that's all means. Whoever calls, He's going to answer. He's going to listen. God does not just answer some people's prayers. He doesn't just answer my prayers or our deacon's prayers or an older person's prayer. He listens to you when you pray. He wants you to ask Him for something. You've heard the analogy. If you never told your wife you loved her, well, she just knows. But you know what? She wants to hear it. She wants to know how you feel about her. She wants to know that she's the most important person in your life. Oh, that was kind of weak. She wants to know she's the most important person in your life. He will answer your prayer. He will answer one's prayer if it's for salvation. He will hear it. Then we have the privilege of going to Him in prayer. The unsaved man can't ask God for something except He asks Him for forgiveness. The Bible says in John 9:31, now we know that God heareth not sinners. Okay? But if a man be a worshiper of God and doeth His will, him He heareth. 1 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 14, but the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of God, for they are foolishness unto him, neither can he know them because they are spiritually discerned. They don't understand it. They think some of us are crazy. You're going to spend all day Sunday in church, and we don't spend all day Sunday in church. And I'm telling you, about 1:30, I'm going to be out like a light. I won't be thinking of anything except the inside of my eyelids and those little floaters until they stop moving around. And then I'm going to be out. I can lay down. There was one time, somebody was in the hospital. And I was leaning against the wall in a perfect position and I fell asleep. I don't know how it happened. I think it was some drug-induced problem I had. They gave me something and I was just out. Sister Judy was in the hospital. She was going to get a shot for a headache. I was sitting on the chair in her room. I was sitting there on the chair. Marcus is, no wait, Josh is right here, Judy's right there, you know, and I almost hit the floor. I fell asleep just like that. And they just went like this. Sleepy, brother? A little. I said, I need to go out and get me some coffee or something. I'm dying here. I could find, you know what? You didn't take me, you know what? You lay down, we timed it. 2.5 minutes. I'm like,
Amen.
I lay down in the bed while Melissa goes in and washes her face. She comes back. I'm done. I'm out. I'm out. I don't care if I'm laying on this floor or if I'm sitting in the pew. Man, I'm telling you, it's so hard. The whole time I'm sitting, when I'm not preaching, I'm sitting in the pew. She's going like, what?
Amen, brother.
I can sleep with my eyes open. I can. I mean, it seems like I can. And she goes, are you sleeping? What? No, I'm not sleeping. Well, not now because she broke me and asked me if I'm not asleep. You know, have you ever had somebody call you and say, did I wake you up? No, the phone woke me up before I said hello. You know, when you're in there, come in, oh, were you sleeping? No, I was playing dead. No big deal. Oh, I'm sorry, did I wake you up? No, yeah. Oh, you know what? Go on, go back to sleep. For me, that's over. It's over. Now, I will tell you something about Brother Joe. He can sleep through the house alarm going off. It's going off. We're out of Nolan's in the middle of the hallway with his stick. I've got a small little tire kicker in my hand. Sister Melissa's just standing there. Waiting for the bad guy. We go in there and the Joe's asleep. He's asleep. The neighbors have came over and asked us, what's going on? You guys okay? He's still asleep. Now, I can fall asleep like that, but I can't sleep. You know, something happens, kids come in. I don't know why they do that. They know they're going to come home. They know they're going to come home. They have no other place to go. They come in and say, they come in and open the door. As soon as they open the door, I wake up. I'm home. Write me a note slipping under the door. Last night, I walked up to the door. Mom, here's you. She knew when you knocked that somebody was home. If you're not there the next morning, we'll send out a search party, but they always come back. They always come back. I can't use Nolan or Austin on my taxes because they're too old, so you know what, fellas? Don't make a big deal about it. Abby walked in the room last night and she said, we are such adorable. I watched the show with Melissa and I said, what? That's their new word. You're such adorable. But we are such adorable because Melissa, while we're watching a movie together, spending some special time together. I was going to sleep, but anyways. This chair, you're going to take this chair. It's like a drop to me. Anyways, most chairs are, even in movie theaters. But and she walks into me or so, because they're texting to each other while we're trying to spend some special time together. I'm not even noticing while I was asleep. But anyway, I'm trying to spend some time together, and she was such adorable. And I said, why? Well, the door opened, I woke up. Because, you know, we're just texting each other. It's so adorable. In the middle of the night, she'll tell me, text those boys and tell them to be quiet. What if they don't hear it? They will. Just keep doing it until they hear it. Boys, be quiet. Please respond to this. And they'll say, what? Be quiet. Please respond to this. Okay. That's what I always say. Please respond to this. I don't know if you did it or not. I don't know if you're ignoring me. Some people screen their calls. I'd like to start naming those people right now.
Practice what you preach.
Monica, does Frank ever answer the phone when you call him the first time?
Practice what you preach.
Usually. If you don't leave me a message, I'm not calling you back. I don't care if you call me 10 times. If you don't leave a message and say, hey, please call me. And you know, I've got this little thing on my phone.
3 times yesterday.
I flip it up and it says, I'm busy, call me later. Or, I'm in a meeting, please call later. I'm in a meeting, don't bother me. I'm just in a meeting. Or whatever it says, you've got a little bunch of things in control. And if I'm right in the middle of something, I'll just flip that up and hit it.
You haven't called me back yet.
I still got 2 messages to call from him. I'm calling you right now, brother. We as Christians, we can go to God 24/7, 365.
Amen.
That's right.
He is there for us. I just read to you in Philippians 4:19, He wants to supply your needs. We need to stop just wanting to, we need to stop just wanting and start asking. That is, if we believe that the Bible is true completely. I know what you're thinking. I need a new truck. I need a car, a boat, an RV. He may supply you a vehicle that runs. He didn't promise all the rest of that. A boat and an RV may get you to the lake on Sunday. Is that what God wants you to do? Does God want you to leave, to be out of church on Sunday? No! I'm rarely not here. Rarely on Sunday. I'm usually here. Now on May the 3rd, I think it'll be the first Sunday night with Eddie Elberry will be preaching. I'll be in Fresno. And we go to the National, we'll fly out on Sunday, and I'll have a guy preach on Sunday, maybe Sunday morning, maybe Sunday, well, obviously Sunday night. But I'm rarely not here. I don't wake up and think, well, am I going to go to church today or not? No, I'm here. I didn't think about it. I get up, somebody texts me, are you coming to the donut shop? Yep, I'll be right there. I couldn't find a thing to wear this morning. I don't know, I tried on 3 or 4 outfits, I couldn't find a thing to wear. I only had 17 shirts or something from dry cleaner, I don't know, I couldn't find a thing to wear. Let's get back to the point that prayer is our privilege and not a shopping list to God.
That's right.
Okay? He wants to help you, and He wants to supply all your needs, but sometimes I think we kind of get it mixed up when we ask Him for things we don't really need, just the things that we want. Well, the people of prayer is our 3rd point. Philippians chapter 4 and verse 6. Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving let your requests be made known unto God.
Right.
If He says that, if we say that we believe Him, then why don't we make our requests made known to Him?
Right.
We need to take everything to God in prayer. Ask Him specifically to answer, and pray specifically, and He will answer specifically.
Right.
Just try it. When Elias prayed specifically, God answered specifically. He said, I was reading that, and I thought, that's us. We haven't had prayer. We have prayer. We haven't had rain for 3.5 years. 3 years and 6 months, it seems like. You know what? We need to start praying for rain. This guy prayed. This guy had more power than us. No. Pray that, the water table keeps dropping and keeps dropping and keeps dropping, and before long, we'll just be pumping salt water. And if you don't believe that, one of these days you're going to go to if it didn't change, you'll go to your faucet, you'll turn it on, nothing will come out. Sister Debbie was there. Her well one drop, nothing came out. Wow. It's serious. Well, and I got plenty of bottled water. For everything that you do in your house. How many gallons of water does that washing machine take? That'd be the first thing. Clothes. I have to go back to those scrub boards. Tell it, you'll go buy your wife's attachment.
Amen.
No, I don't. You know what I'll do? I'll just get out in the backyard and say, okay, turn. Oh, there's no water. Okay, well, let's go back in the house. We need to start praying. God answered it. God answers prayer, and God will always answer prayer. Not always when we want it, but when we need it. When you pray, do you expect God to answer you?
Amen.
I do.
Yes.
I don't just pray just because to hear my voice, to hear the sound of my own voice. I pray because I expect God to answer me.
Right.
Do you pray thinking that this is too big for God? The Bible tells us in Matthew chapter 19, verse 26, that there are things that are impossible for man, but nothing is impossible for God.
That's right.
Are we here this morning?
Yes.
Yes. Did we make it? Okay? Yes. Are some people that came this morning, that was all they could do to get here? Yes.
Yes.
But they're still here.
Yeah.
You know why? Because God did it. Remember what the Bible says. God will take care of us. Nothing is too difficult for my God. The God that I serve is the same God that Noah served. It's the same God that Moses followed. Was the same God that Joshua heard. Was the same God that the disciples followed, the apostles, when every place he went, there was the same God. And we have the same connection. But you know what? Like I said in the beginning, why don't we ask? Because we don't really think it's going to happen. Or because we don't allow Him to help us. We are sometimes our own worst enemy. Because we get between us and God. And when we are the ones that stop God from hearing our prayers. Because the little ticky-tacky things that we allow to get in our lives that we don't take care of, then we know that's there. You know, the thing that's going to be so shocking to people is when they get that, when He separates the sheep from the goat, they're going to be so shocked when they see some people that are in the sheep line and some people that are in the goat line. We think it should be vice versa because we have a problem with somebody. Why do we allow those type of things? The Bible says if you are out against your brother, you know what? God's not going to hear your prayer. Why do we let those stupid little things come between us? You know, when we say we're friends, let's act like friends. Let's stand behind somebody. Let's get somebody's back because we're friends and we're in the family of God. And you know what? We're saying, some people need a little bit of help with the things that they have to face during the day, during the week, or during the month. That's why I always tell you, don't ever, always pray for one another during the week because you don't know what somebody's going to face. You don't know when somebody, maybe their loved one or their family member will pass away during the night. You don't know if somebody's going to get in a fatal car accident during the day on their way to a fishing trip. You don't know what's going to happen. Why don't we pray for one another? Don't we believe that God will answer our prayer? Don't we believe that God will hear us? Then we should pray.
Amen.
I think I made it pretty clear. I'm not beating around the bushes when I'm telling you how I really feel. Fourthly, the practice of prayer. The Bible says in Matthew 6:6, but thou, when thou prayest, enter into thy closet, and when thou hast shut the door, pray to the Father which is in secret, and the Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly. Nobody needs to hear my prayer. I'm not one of the Pharisees that have prayers all rammed down and just walk in the street, oh God, please help us. Nobody needs to hear my prayer. Sometimes I have a prayer that I think is so serious to me that I don't want to say it out loud because I don't want the devil to hear it.
Yes. That's right.
And Jesus, the Bible says if we're going to our closet, I don't actually have a prayer closet, but you might. If you do that, that'd be great. A place where you can go where nobody can bug you, nobody can mess with you, and they know if you're in there, you're praying. Please leave me alone because I'm trying to seek the very face of God. And He says if you pray in secret, He's going to take care of you or reward you openly. How many of you ever got something from God? Raise your hand. How many of you ever got a prayer answer from God? Raise your hand. How many of you pray every day? Raise your hand. How many of you pray every day? Raise your hand. Every hand should be up.
Yes.
We all should pray every day. You can't tell me that you don't have something in your life that you need to pray about. Somebody in your life you don't need to hold up to God. Some name you don't need to lift up to God Almighty. Say, God, please God, convict this person, speak to this person through the power of the Holy Spirit so they might be saved. Everybody in this room has somebody they can think of. You think about that person right now, their face is coming in your mind right now, and we need to pray for them. And you know what? The effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. If we don't pray, then you know what? God's not going to take it for granted. Well, maybe I should just do something for them today. Maybe they haven't talked to me in 3 or 4 days. Or they don't know what they talked to me last time they were at church, but they only halfway talked to me because they were thinking about something else while the pastor was praying. Man, can you believe that? You can't, can you? I can't either. Well, did I just put her on the spot or what? That's why she loves me. Yes. I love her. Let's just read from here. You know what? We need to pray. You know one of my prayers every day is that I'll fall on this woman more and more each day.
Absolutely.
That she will be the only, most important person in my life. And every day I pray that. God, please help me fall more and more in love with her each day. I could care less if she wasn't there or not. No, because you know what? We were sitting there and we were watching that movie in between me dozing off because it really wasn't that important to me. But just, you know what? She said, well, if you're tired, why don't you lay on the bed? I said, no, I'm sitting here next to you. Yeah. Because she's the most important person in my life.
Amen.
I was tired. I had slept every night this week. Usually I wake up about 1 o'clock and I stay up until about 2:30 and then go back to bed. Get up at 6. We work out like maniacs. To a little video we're watching. I hate the gal every morning. Not her, but the gal that gives video. She kills me every day and I'm just like, bring her neck back. And then I'm here. And you know what? But when I'm up between 1:30, 1 and 2:30, maybe that's my prayer closet. I think about these people and the people who will be filling these people and the needs that they may have. The practice of prayer, the actual application or use of an idea, belief, or method, as opposed to theories about such applications or use. Prayer is something that we do when we speak to God and also make our requests made known to Him. We all know that prayer changes things.
Right.
We need to pray. We need a prayer life so we can stay close to God. When the devil attacks us, we need to go to God in prayer and ask God to help us. Has the devil ever attacked you?
Absolutely.
Did he attack you this last week? And he was on me like chicken on a June butter. I'm telling you. And it seemed like every time I turned around, something was happening, something was going on. And I needed some answers quick. And when you think about something quick, and you do this quick. And I stopped. I was driving Jesse. I was in the hospital this morning. I was driving to see Jesse yesterday. And I stopped my car and pulled over. I said, God, I said, you know what Jesse's facing. I'm in the hospital with pain inside, pancreatitis, pancreatitis, severe pain. He was there, what, Friday night?
Yeah.
Friday night, yeah. I went and saw him and he said, man, they're giving me enough dose to mess up my head, and man, it's not trying to help with this pain. I said, well, man, you're a big guy, you need a big dose. He said, they did. He says, I helped him. Yesterday, we finally got to his room. Yesterday, we finally got to his room, 9 o'clock yesterday morning. After been in the ER, I'm on one of the ER gurneys all night long. I said, how you feeling? He said, man, I finally need enough for pain's subsiding a little bit. So I pulled over and I said, God, I don't know what's going on with Jesse, but you do. I don't know what he's facing, but you do. I know Jesse's been up against a lot of things. But you know what? He's trying to do what's right. He's trying to live for God. The best he can. Him and his good little wife and those precious little babies that God has given them. I said, God, just give me the words to say to you. Just touch him right now. Go back on the road. Got over there. The nurse was in his room. She was there. We just got there. So after 9, I think it was. I was there about 10 o'clock, a little after 10. She was filling out the whole history thing. She said, I walked in, she said, doctor? I said, no, pastor. She said, well, that's even better. I walked in, I was just standing there next to Jesse's bed. She said, finally she asked me, she said, you know what? You probably want to pray with him. I said, yeah, I'd like to. She said, you know, I'll come back. This is going to take a while. She stepped down. I said, Jesse, how you doing? She said, well, if I give you that medicine, I'll feel a little better. I said, you know what? Let's pray. We prayed. you know what? I believe that those simple little prayers, God hears them.
Yeah.
They go directly to God. God hears them.
That's right.
You didn't know. They didn't have the answer for him. They're just going to kind of wait it out and see. I hate that one. So let's just wait it out and see. We'll wait it out for how long? What are we going to see? I was thinking about Sister Garcia's granddaughter. Let's just wait and see what happens. We did some tests, but we don't know yet. Jeff had a stress test. Last time they gave me a stress test, that's when they figured out I had AFib. That's called PVCs up on the board. We were all laughing and joking until they got all serious. I said, what's going on? You didn't sit down. Took your soft button. Wow. What's going on here? I felt like a Michelin man there for a minute. I felt like I was as big as a Michelin man. I'm sure I'm running, sweating like a dog, sweating and hurting. So you feel okay? I said, I'm feeling fine. I said, no, I know I did. I said, I had this pain. Where? Because I thought, you see, I was paid after up on the screen. I didn't see him. I had this pain right here. He said, oh, it's not. No, it's not. I'm not having a heart attack. He says, I'm not ashamed, brother. You guys are trying to kill me. He set me down on the table. He said, you like how smart? Yeah, he handed it to me. I dropped it. He said, is your arm hurting? No, I'm just out of shape. No, you're more out of shape now. See these little things right here? It's called PVCs, okay? Something's happening. You could be having a heart attack. You think? Wow, I must have had several because I'm always out of shape. I mean, I've done this before. And they finally figured out what it was. But you know what? All day, ever since Wednesday, I was thinking about that first week. And a mom and dad.
Absolutely.
And that's tough. I've been there. I've been there. That's tough. Reverend Jonathan's little baby told me his granddaughter. She's got a hole in her heart, space in her heart. They hope will fill up. The baby's there Wednesday and it's Friday every time she cries. But she's on pins and needles. Hope her to stop crying, man. You know, we're not going to get her excited here, right? Man. I don't even hold her. I'm afraid I'll wreck her. And, you know, but you know what? Prayer.
Right.
Fixes things.
That's right.
Because God is the great physician. And you know what? I believe this with all my heart. He's sitting up there and he's just wanting to hear from us. He's looking down thinking, I can fix that. Just ask me to.
Amen. Come on.
I can touch that heart. Just
Come
ask
on.
me. I can heal that person. Just ask me.
That's right.
And it seems like sometimes we do everything else before we go to Him.
That's right.
The doctors, they're practicing medicine. They haven't got it right. They're still practicing. God, He's got it.
Yes.
He don't need no practice. He's got it. Well, in conclusion this morning, when it's all said and done, we need prayer. It is needed for many different reasons. But if we don't do it or don't believe it, then you know what? We may not get what we need from God. God's got it all figured out. God is in complete control, and God knows what you need in your life this morning. It may be salvation. It may be healed from an ailment, sickness. You may need to touch your back this morning. Maybe it's hurting you. Maybe it's something else hurting you. Maybe you have a headache. God can take care of all of that. Man. I thank God that I get up every day, and after I walk into the light switch, and I crack a little bit. You know, by the time I get the light switch, about 6 feet away from my bed, I feel fine. They're all, you know, everything's cracked, it's going to crack or pop, it's going to pop, whatever. You don't even crack your knuckles, that's what I mean. I'm not actually cracking them all. I creep over to the door, I flip the light on. Whew. Wow. Thank you, God, for waking me up and hearing my prayer. Let's stand together this morning. Every head bowed, every eye closed, we're going to know the new